The Species Survival Fund in the New Forest is a £1.3 million investment in nature recovery across the landscape. The fund itself is a partnership between DEFRA and the National Lottery Heritage Fund. And in the New Forest, we're utilising that investment to build on the core of the biodiversity in the New Forest and connecting that outwards. So connecting that through heathlands, woodlands, wetlands and meadows and open grasslands as well, to ensure that that biodiversity that is really high quality within the middle can stretch out towards the edge of the landscape and beyond the boundaries of the National Park. The New Forest National Park Authority is the lead partner for the Species Survival Fund in the New Forest. The Species Survival Fund has enabled us as a partnership to come together and solve problems for nature.
I work for the Hampshire and Isle of Wight Wildlife Trust. We're a wildlife charity.
I work for Freshwater Habitats Trust. We are an environmental NGO.
My name is Paul Edgar. I'm the Principal Ecologist for the Species Programmes in Amphibian and Reptile Conservation.
The Species Survival Fund has given us the opportunity to engage with over 20 landowners. In the New Forest, we're seeking to achieve up to 250 to 300 hectares of nature improvements across the national park.
We're involved in the Species Survival Fund to try and create or restore wildflower meadows to encourage insects across the New Forest. So we're planting seeds, we're planting wildflower plugs, and we're also planting hedgerows associated with those meadows.
By engaging with landowners, we can provide advice, we can provide recommendations, and this fund has enabled to take it that one step further and to look at how we can better restore and create freshwater habitats across the New Forest.
And what we're trying to do through this project is integrate conservation of amphibian and reptiles into sort of wider conservation, habitat management, landscape scale projects.
New Forest has got over 1,000 ancient trees throughout the landscape, and being able to ensure that they're secure and being able to ensure that they're healthy and thriving, but also cultivating and identifying those trees that are coming through as well to be the veterans of the future. It's a critical part of what we're trying to do.
We would like, in every case when we're dealing with landowners, a collaborative partnership where both parties benefit. We think that's happening very well with the Species Survival Fund project. It's been really useful for getting into contact with new landowners around the edges of the New Forest that in many cases we hadn't been in contact with before. But the absolute key is to find out what they want to do with their land, how their business operates, what their aspirations are, how interested they are in conservation of different species, etc.
The Species Survival Fund enabled us to rejuvenate an old hedge by laying it, and we had to get a new fence put in to protect it from the stock. And they also assisted us in establishing wildflower plants in a meadow. Obviously, I'd love landowners near to where I live and some of the other people involved to increase the critical mass of meadows, fields, hedges and everything, because wildlife needs extensive areas of semi-wild habitat to thrive in. Well, even if they are heavily committed to conventional agriculture, usually there's parts of their property which could be modified with the right help to be much more beneficial to wildlife in general.
We know the pressures that have been on birds and just really want to encourage insects and just help with the regeneration of the wildlife in the area.
You've got to be a little bit careful in communication with commoners and farmers. What commoners don't like doing is being told you have to do this. And it'd be far better if you turn around and said, instead of, you could try this, or maybe have you thought about this? And it's how you deliver to people that will have more of an impact and persuade more commoners to take up maybe some of the schemes that maybe you or anybody else is thinking about.
You know, some of our older projects are 10 years old now, and things are still evolving. It does take a long time for things to recover or change, and I'd be disappointed if things were measured on that very short space of time, because it doesn't happen overnight. I've learnt that, and hopefully some future monitoring will help prove that it is working.
I think one of my favourite moments as part of this project is going and looking at newly created ponds. And even though they're lacking vegetation in the early days, instantly dragonflies are using these sites, and it's such a rewarding and magical moment.
We found a burrow of a sand lizard where a female had been investigating, and we had some other people going out similar time doing surveys for invertebrates, and they also recorded sand lizards. So that was by far the best moment, because within a few weeks, not a few years, a few weeks of the project work starting, we were seeing results.
My favourite moments, I think, was I went to survey a field this year where the landowner had told me the whole project had failed. And when I got there, I surveyed the field and saw that all of the wildflowers were diminutive because of the temperature, and they were so stunted. And I was able to show him, all of these different species.
We've been able to solve things that are going to not just support the effective delivery of this partnership and this project, but also to solve things for the future and ensure that future investment is able to be directed to nature recovery as effectively and as efficiently as possible.